opportunity to travel to Asia. I do feel that, yes, Ghana, we can make it. In 2016, I got the opportunity to be a Mandela Washington Fellow. And in the course of the fellowship, they have a grant for those who are in business and entrepreneurship. So I was allowed to apply. So I submitted a proposal, and the proposal was the fact that I come from Bono region, Sunyani West to be specific. My father is a purchasing clerk of cocoa. My mother is a farmer. And one of the things that is key over there is about fertilizer and how it's been applied. So in my project plan to the USAID, the US government, the initiative was how we can redefine the fertilizer industry in Ghana. So finally, my proposal was accepted. I was awarded a grant by the US government. And so as you could see, so there is a, first of all, I brought documentation to prove. So there is the official Mandela Washington Fellowship Selection Letter. There is a certificate signed by Obama himself. And there is a grant award letter. And this is called Mambapa Agripreneurship. So basically what the agripreneurship sought to do was to look at the value chain from the farmer to the marketplace. What is it I can do? And I felt that, I read a lot about fertilizer, and I felt that if you go to China and other parts of the world, they apply fertilizer effectively. So small acre of land, small hectare of land, more yield. If you come to Africa, the application of fertilizer is very poor. And that is the reason why we keep on farming and the yield is too low. So this project was selected finally. I initially got a grant of $25,000 for the project. And when I returned to Ghana, I judiciously applied it. I was able to account for it. So there is another category called Feed Africa, Feed the Future. So I applied to the Feed the Future, and I was given additional $100,000, totaling $125,000 to pursue this dream. Luckily enough, in US, when I was taking this award, the group CEO of the Mauritius Chemical and Fertilizer Industry, MCFI to be short, was there. So he told me that, okay, Bernard, we also want to come to Ghana to set up fertilizer manufacturing plants. And there is a word quoted, manufacturing plants. And we've been looking for somebody we can trust. So we got the information that a Ghanaian had also won an award in the White House program. And that Ghanaian we are talking about here is in the agricultural sector. So as a matter of fact, we are going to work with you to ensure that that project happens. So MCFI on the March 31st gave me an official appointment letter, right? And this letter simply was a 3-month period that we should go in there, do feasibility study, look at how scalable, how profitable, and how doable the project will be. And upon returning to Ghana, here is the case: you have one district, one factory, planting for food and job. And I felt that, okay, then I've arrived, because you have a government promoting industrialization, promoting agriculture, so to speak. So we came down. After arriving in Ghana from the fellowship, I spent some weeks and some days. Then I officially invited them on my cost, because the grant amount was purposely to pursue the initiative. So NCFI reps came to Ghana on my coffers. Their flight ticket, their accommodation, and any other thing we did was what the grant was to be used for. Finally, we were able to come out with this project proposal, and it is 189 document. Now, this project proposal,
189-page document.
Page document, right? This proposal talks about everything there is in. And let me make something clear over here. Now, the fertilizer we were going to produce was what you call next generation fertilizer. In Ghana, we do blanket fertilization. 15, 15, 15, we go. And MCFI was saying that they are bringing technology to Ghana. And that technology is not in Ghana now, not in West Africa. And because of their leverage, having been in business for almost since 1975, they were going to make that happen in Ghana. So the differentiation, the unique selling proposition of the project was that, one, MCFI was bringing next generation fertilizers to Ghana. We don't have it. And I want everybody to be aware of that. Ghana does blanket fertilization. So, and secondly, they're also going to do precision fertilization. Precision means that we go into a hectare of land, and we can be able to predict that if I have 1 hectare of land and we apply this quantity of fertilizer, we should be able to get this yield. So that is what MCFI was bringing to the market. And it's a specialty fertilizer. It is not there. So back and forth, we did a feasibility for 3 months. Everything was entered. Then we wrote officially to One District, One Factory. So we submitted this proposal to One District, One Factory. And when D1F officially acknowledged our letter, then fast forward, they wrote a letter to say that we have been officially accepted. When the one of them flipped this idea to GC Bank, and let me comment GCB Bank on this note. Now, GC Bank, after getting the referral from Wendy Wanef, were chasing us. And the head of agribusiness of GC Bank allocated a special officer called Madam Awulai to this project because they know how much goes into fertilizer importation. And the LCs, they raise for people to import fertilizer from outside. So if a Ghanaian said that I'm bringing specialty fertilizer precision, then it's good to go. Then, back and forth, before you can do things of this nature, ready market is key thing. The MCFI says that, look, we are coming to your country. We do not know your president. We don't know anybody. But we want a system that can guarantee us some trust and comfortability. The MCFI says that, okay, in the next 4 or 5 years, the capacity of our project is about 500,000 metric tons. Okay? But to be able to get some kind of assurance of readiness of market, we want the government machinery to give us 25,000 metric tons out of the 500,000 metric tons. So you have capacity.
25,000. Is that what
yes, so the capacity is 500,000 metric tons for the next 4 years. But at least, Cocoa Board and MOFA should at least give us an assurance of market of 25,000 out of the 500,000. Back and forth, we then wrote a letter to the ministry. Then the ministry, in a way, agreed. Then the ministry proceeded to even wrote the off-taker agreement, and I'll show you a copy of it. There is a copy of the off-taker agreement.
When you say the ministry, which ministry?
Ministry of Agric. Now, after we submitted all the documentation to them, the lawyer of the ministry then, here is a copy of it, drafted the off-take agreement, gave it to myself and MCFI to review it. We went through this off-take agreement, and MCFI was comfortable. And in fact, if you look down here, it shows those who were going to sign this off-take agreement. One by the ministry, one by PEP Service Limited. Because per local content and GIPC law, you needed a local partner to the project. So this was an off-take agreement drafted by the ministry's lawyer, not me.
But this has not been signed.
Yes, that's why we are here today. So the ministry's lawyer at that time, they all saw that, look, we are here in this ministry.
So this was written by the Agric Ministry's
lawyer
between your company, PEP Services,
and MOFA.
And Ministry of
and
Food
MOFA.
and Agriculture.
Good.
Okay.
Now, at that time, as we were talking, MCFI were doing back and forth. So the group
so this was going to allow your company to do what exactly?
to do what we wanted to do. This letter.
To establish
To
a
establish it.
fertilizer
Yes. Yes.
manufacturing
Wait, let's be clear.
company.
Is this the off-taker agreement?
Yes, this is. Memorandum of Understanding between Ministry of Food and Agriculture and PEP in conjunction with establishment of fertilizer factory in Ghana.
So to clarify,
Yeah.
this is an agreement saying that the government of Ghana will take
5,000
25,000 tons.
out of the capacity of 500,000
Yes. So that's what this agreement says.
Yes.
So it's for buying 25,000 tons
metric per year.
per year
Yes.
from your company.
The project. Good.
Okay.
Now, when this agreement was done, then 1D1F referred the project to where he wanted to site it, Bono region. So we then wrote a letter to one. If you are selected by 1D1F, the Cross-Mountain District Implementation Select Committee team is chaired by the DC or the MCE. MP is a member, coordinating director a member, and 2 traditional council members. Our project was referred to Sunyani West. I went myself with the team to meet the MCE and the team over there. They were very glad because, I mean, Sunyani West is, in terms of unemployment and agriculture, is the way to go. Then afterwards, we also went to meet the traditional council where he wanted to start the project. And there is a letter written by the traditional council of Awua Dumasi. Now, the chiefs allocated to us a 17-acre land for the project, free of charge. The only thing we did was a thank you token. But the chiefs allocated a 17-acre land for the project, and Kojo, here you go. The traditional council set up a committee because they saw that, look, we're going to create about 193 direct jobs from project manager, CEO, marketing manager, sales, distributed, 193 direct jobs. If you add in direct jobs, this project would have created over 500 jobs in Sunyani West for people. Back and forth, then finally, the final person to sign the agreement was the minister himself. Let me chip in a very important point. MCFI had been existing over 40 years. And in Fela, there is something we call credit lines. Credit lines is where you buy your raw material from. In fertilizer, The raw materials are phosphate, nitrates, etc. And because they have been in business for a very long time, in the documentation of the project proposal, they said that they were going to take charge of the raw material for the project because they've been in existence since 1975. They have their suppliers already. If they say that PEP should go out and buy, it will be bought expensively. But because they have been in existence for a long time, they were going to take charge of the sourcing the raw material. Now, let me say something to diffuse a statement from the Agric Ministry.
We can come to that. I
Right.
just want to know
now,
what happened.
it is because they had combed the market of Africa. And in Africa, the place you can find raw material to fertilizer is Morocco. Morocco is the best place to source raw material for fertilizer. But I can also say emphatically with facts and figures that raw material for fertilizer from Taiwan, Vietnam, Russia, Hong Kong is about half the price of raw material from Morocco. So as a business person, my interest is to minimize cost and maximize profit. So if, let's say, a metric ton of raw material for fertilizer is going for, let's say, $300 in Hong Kong, Vietnam, or Russia, and same material is going for $500 in, let's say, Ghana and Morocco, where will you buy from?
Where did you decide to buy from?
Outside, because we're going to make money. Business is about making money, cash flow. Look, if you are running a business and you're running at a loss, it's like marrying a bad woman. Divorce ain't go your way. As simple as ABCD. So if I'm running a business, my focus and interest is to make money, cash flow. So if I'm going to run business like an NGO, I better set up a church. So NCFI says that, look, Morocco has phosphate. They have ammonia, gas, whatever you want to think about. But for us as a foreign partner to the project, we have a cheaper source of raw material to the project. And we are going to either Russia, Hong Kong, Vietnam, or Taiwan.
So this was all in the proposal.
In the proposal, the 189-page document.
So what happened?
Now, we then back and forth, we had several meetings upon meetings. We had over 30 meetings on this project. Right from the office of the vice president himself, we met him one-on-one in his office. We met lawyer Gabi Ochedako. We met the minister himself, his deputy ministers, technical advisor to the minister himself. We met another lady whom we were told that she was going to be the CEO for Ghana fertilizer industry. Long story made short. Mofa lawyer has prepared offtake agreement. The Mauritian partners have come. I am here representing them. We go into a meeting to get the agreement signed. The Agric Minister pulled his file and tell us that as of today, we are going to set up Ghana Fertilizer Industry Limited. So therefore, it will not be allowed for us to sign the offtake agreement for you. At that time, NCFI had been in Ghana close to 3 months, though it was under my cost. But don't forget that these are more like foreigners who have come into your country on assumption that things were going to work. Finally, the project did not happen. The land given to us by the Traditional Council is still there. The Traditional Council holds the belief that once donated to the project, they are giving us 10 years. If after 10 years and nothing happens, they take it back. MCFI packed their bag and luggage off to Mauritius. Here I am in Ghana.
When did the minister give you that response?
That was 20. I have the letters here. Let me speak to facts. Don't let me speak out of mind.
So this is going to speak to the fact that the minister said they could no longer work with you.
Yes. So this is the official, the final documentation. 9 July 2018.
Okay.
So when this document had gone to him, then the meeting was officially arranged. But prior to that, we had sent a lot of correspondences on all the things we were doing. And Honorable George Odro was the one in charge of, Deputy Minister in charge of crops. So he was designated to work with us on this project, and he can attest to it. Back and forth, we cannot sign because...
Was it on paper? Because I don't see the minister's letter, even though this was...
His response,
yes.
he can deny it.
Okay, but
I'm a Methodist. He should not try to deny it.
This was verbal
because people were in that meeting.
communication. Okay.
The Mauritian, as we are speaking here, the MCFI is watching me right from Mauritius, and they are following the issue keenly.
So let me ask you this.
The point, let me finish, Kojo. The point is that my only worry is that after 2018, when that statement was given in that official meeting, I have never seen a break, a foundation for the so-called Ghana fertilizer industry. My worry is this. If you have 10 cases, and one succeed in being a lawyer, another being engineer, another being a meteor, whatever, wouldn't you be happy? So if today Ghana, don't forget that not long ago there was a shortage of fertilizer in Ghana. And everybody was running around. So if even government of Ghana is planning to set up Ghana fertilizer industry, what stopped the same government to empower other people? Because you see, the reason why items are cheaper in China is that many people are producing the same thing.
So we couldn't collaborate with you because government had plans
to do the same.
All right.
Okay. So a couple of things just to clarify. The off-taker agreement that was drafted by the ministry said that they would take 25,000 metric tons every year.
Yes.
But you were going to be able to produce
500,000 metric tons
every year.
Every year.
Okay. So that means that after government takes 25,000, you will still have to sell 475,000 metric tons.
Yes.
Okay. So if government decides not to take on your 25,000,
right?
Why don't you just continue going to business and
you
sell
see,
475,000?
You are looking at return on investment and assurance of a future. Fertilizer in Ghana operate under a kind of a quota regime. If they are awarding the fertilizer this thing, they award on a regime. So they can say that, okay, you are Centroid Africa Limited, Agricot, you are Ominifet, you are that. We are going to buy, let's say, 200,000 metric ton, but in this season or this 4 months, we are giving you 30,000, 20,000, so thousand. Now, you asking the question, why did we not, after not getting that assurance, move forward to do? Kojo, no businessman goes into a field empty-handed. Business is about assurance. You see, we've taken all the risks to put together a proposal, making it feasible. And let me tell you why we decided to cite it in Bonahafo. And let people understand here. Statistically,
I want you to hold on to that answer. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
When we come back, you will give us that explanation. Our guest is Bernard Oduro-Techi, founder and CEO of Oman Bapa Ghana Limited and PEB Services, a company that was going into a deal with government. The deal didn't happen, and Bernard is explaining why this has made his business stall. When we come back, we'll learn more.
My name is Kwame Sefakain. You see, the feeling is always good when you receive a salary alert. And so, I'm making a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual retirement salary. This means I'll get these alerts every month and throughout my retirement period. Life should be comfortable, even after retirement too.
Me feeling ahotonkwa. Invest a lump sum today in the Old Mutual retirement salary and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life, funeral cover, and the option of signing on with a spouse. Please call Old Mutual today, 050-453-4333. Old Mutual, 176 years of doing great things. Do great things.
No victim of gender-based violence should be silent. Every human deserves dignity and respect. If your health, dignity, and security is undermined, you must seek assistance. Call the Orange Support Center for assistance on toll-free number 0800-111-222. This message is by the kind courtesy of the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA.
Dear Ghana, for 29 years, you've trusted Polytank with preserving what matters most, that is water. For 29 years, you've grown with us and allowed us to give you more durable, affordable, and top quality products for every stage of life. And now, we say, Ghana, yet Damwasi, we are still #1 because of you. So, for every purchase you make this October, you can win special brand souvenirs from us. Happy Customer Service Month. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Polytank, trusted by generations.
Listen up.
Okay.
I like to show off my unique style and accessories. You may have met me before. I'm not a person, I am a place.
Not a person.
What about you? Can you answer this? Stay tuned. Something big is coming.
Your office they shine. Oh.
Yes, so I tell you say for proper and modern ceiling solutions, the answer be Interface Limited. Them get in stock acoustic ceilings where you go fit make your office fine like my own.
Or even better pass your own self.
We can better pass my own.
Shall I go Interface right now?
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at
www.interfacelimited.net. Facebook, Interface Limited GH. Instagram, interface.limited.
No victim of gender-based violence should be silent. Every human deserves dignity and respect. If your health, dignity, and security is undermined, you must seek assistance. Call the Orange Support Center for assistance on toll-free number 0800 111 222. This message is by the kind courtesy of the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy, and today we're continuing our series on how to do business in Ghana. They say we should all go into entrepreneurship. How easy is it? Today we're speaking to somebody who says that government was his biggest obstacle in setting up a business in Ghana. Bernard Udru-Teachie says that his PEB services was set to go into a contract, an off-taker contract with government, which suddenly the Agric minister, according to him, decided not to go ahead with. And as a result, his company has not been able to get set up. We're learning more on the Super Morning Show. He's going to continue explaining what happened to us. We'll also read a statement that we're told comes from the Agric minister, and then we'll get his response to that. All right. In the meantime, though, don't forget to send your text messages through to us. Text messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by the Glycocritical Illness Plan, GSIP. It's in your best interest to survive. And Fabry Metal, your partner in steel.
Now, here's something about Fabry Metal that you should know. They produce Fab 500 steel rods. They manufacture the Fab 500 steel rods locally and using international quality standards. They are also winners of the 2021 Steel Manufacturing Company of the Year and Excellence in Corporate Social Responsibility. They pride themselves as the industry leader in steel, providing the local market with import substitute at affordable prices. So if steel is your business, then get in touch with Fabry Metal on 055 269 8192 or 0249 896 103 and locate them at Chopoli on the Tema Aplawa Road. Fabry Metal, your partner in steel.
Now, Glyco Life believes that this is the time to protect your future. And so if you're a policyholder, they want you to know your claims are very important. Go to their offices or to the website, glycolife.com, to lodge your claims for prompt service. And we're all surviving COVID-19 together, so please pay your premiums on time. Either use Momo on 0591 441 473 or buy e-premium for microinsurance. The call center is also ready to help on 020 2222 113. And of course, they care for your safety, so all offices are implementing the Ghana Health Service recommended COVID-19 protocols. Please practice social distancing, keep safe, and trust Glycolife to cushion you for life.
Here's some more good news. Cefline is expanding its coverage. They are getting closer to you. So if you live in Adenta, Pantai, Oyarifa, Damfamra here, Oyibi, Ayi Mensa Park, Rehoboth, and its environs, well, Cefline has opened a new shop inside the Oyarifa Mall to help serve you better with simple, fast, and efficient customer care that saves you time. Remember, nothing works better than Cefline. We are right here at the Oyarifa Mall, open daily from 10 a.m. Cefline, better together.
So our guest this morning is Bernard Udru-Teachie. Now, he won an award from Barack Obama. And then on the back of that, he got into a partnership with MCFI with the proposal of setting up a fertilizer factory here in Ghana. And of course, he worked alongside the One District, One Factory initiative and proposed an agreement with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. The agreement was drafted by the lawyers of the ministry. He has these documents here, and he's showing them to us. But following this, he says that in a meeting, the Agric minister said that government was intending to set up a factory of their own, and so they cannot continue with an off-taker agreement with his company and his partners. So as a result of that, that partnership died. Now, we're learning more about it, and the Agric ministry, we are told there is a statement from the Agric Minister responding to Bernard's issues. We're going to read that statement so that the rest of our conversation can be Bernard explaining his response to this statement from the ministry.
So it says, my attention has been drawn to a video by a former NPP activist on social media who says, I prevented him from establishing a fertilizer manufacturing company in Ghana. Unfortunately, he's exhibiting his total ignorance of the industry. First of all, he must be referring to a fertilizer blending factory, not a fertilizer manufacturing plant. The latter requires the supply of natural gas as the basic input and requires a minimum $1.5 billion of investment. Since 2018, we have been talking to potential investors abroad to establish a fertilizer manufacturing plant at Jomoro in the Western region using our newfound gas discoveries by Tallow, etc. There's no natural gas in Bono region to manufacture fertilizers. The grant of $100,000 he claims was offered by the U.S. government cannot even build a fertilizer blending factory as he claims. It cost $1 million to put up such a factory. Currently, Ghana has 6 fertilizer blending factories and none of them needed a permit from me to set up. The comments made by this so-called NPP activist and entrepreneur are not only full of mischief but pure propaganda of the NDC design. They must therefore be treated with the utter contempt they certainly deserve. All right, so that's the statement. First of all, I want to ask you, are you an MPP activist?
I am not. I'm a member of the NDC.
Oh, you're a card-bearing member of the NDC?
Of the NDC, yeah.
Okay.
So this statement in itself is defeatist. So it's falsehood.
Okay. Another clarification. You mentioned fertilizer manufacturing company, but when you showed the documents, which you were supposed to sign with the officials of the ministry, I see on it that it's a blending factory, a fertilizer blending factory.
Yeah.
So what's the difference for you?
So there is our documentation we submitted from MCFI. What we submitted is Ghana Fertilizer Manufacturing /Bulk Blending Plant Project. So 2 things. Either we go manufacturing or we go bulk blending. And let me explain to you how it works. If we say blending, it's like you already want to do soakings. So you walk to the markets, you buy gari, you buy sugar, you buy needle, you buy milk, you mix up, you get your soakings, you eat. So because the material's already there, semi-finished, it makes it blending. If you want to go full manufacturing, it's whereby you don't have gari, you don't have needle, so you do everything from the scratch. Now, MCFI says that we have been in existence for the past 40 years. And we are coming to your country to do specialty fertilizer, which is not there. And that the procedure to do specialty fertilizer is purely manufacturing. So this statement from even the minister proved that he did not read our project proposal.
Yeah, but what you are going to sign is a blending blending factory, a fertilizer blending factory, not what is in,
so
the other content of your document.
We have submitted a proposal to you, and you decide to prepare an offtake to give me a market of 25,000. It doesn't take away the originality of my proposal. You see, I have come here with documents.
Are you aware that we have other blending, according to the statement, that we have other blending factories
now,
in
don't
Ghana?
forget
Do you know how they are operating?
Those blending factories were not under 1D1F.
Okay,
so
do they have existing contracts with government in terms of purchasing their products?
They do, yes,
Some do, not all. Okay.
You see, don't forget that the investors came because they had one district, one factory. And they had a project called Planting for Food and Job. It is these things that attract foreign investors to your country. So when they come at the back of a policy you have announced globally, and they arrive in your country to receive this treatment, then it means that the policy of the ministry itself, they don't believe in it.
Just the final one for me, Kojo wants to come quickly.
I want to finish with
Was your fertilizer going to be cheaper than what was already in existence at the time?
According to the data.
What was going to be the difference?
About 15 to 20% cheaper than what was in the market. Now, the minister spoke about the fact that I said I was going to use 100,000 to set up a factory. That in itself, he did not read. Either he didn't watch my video on TV SYZ or he didn't read the things around. I said it was purely for a feasibility study. You cannot just walk into a market to do mega project, just start setting it up. So never have I said anywhere that grant fund was mainly to set up the project. I never said that anywhere. And why Bono region? Now, Bono region, because all the final fertilizer product in Ghana move up north. Ashanti, northern to the 3 northern regions. Now, assuming if you produce fertilizer in Tema or Pond, and the materials are done, you still transport them from Tema to the north. So if I site it in Bono region with my raw material from Tema to Bono region, it makes the same financial sense. Because when I finish, the end user is right with me. So the reason we chose to site it in Bono region was that the end user of fertilizer are closer to Bono region, Ashanti, and the 3 northern regions.
May I ask, was your process going to need natural gas?
Yes, but natural gas that could also be sorted from other source.
So how are you going to transport it
Okay.
to
Now,
your factory?
Then the question should have been that all fertilizer manufacturing companies in Africa should have been in Nigeria.
No, just tell me how you are going to transport it.
Here is the case why the MCFI, who were going to be the people to get the project done, said that we have the way to do it.
What is that way?
And that way is that, look, you are talking about ammonia gas. And they are saying that once we come into the system and we want to operate, if we want to go any of the specialty fertilizer, the way we could do is how we want to do it.
Which is how?
There are other sources of getting the supply from. It could be Nigeria, it could be anywhere. And they indicated the raw material to the product in their specialty.
Okay.
So the product we wanted to produce could be in a way in the near future would have needed ammonia gas. It could also be that that gas will not be the raw material to the project. And that is why they cited that the raw material that they were going to use were going to come from a place other than maybe Nigeria. And the cited places, according to the project document, Morocco was listed, Russia was there, Hong Kong was there. And they gave the data and the statistics in the project proposal.
So do you know how they were going to get the natural gas?
Do I know how?
Yes.
And that is why I said that, look, they were going to bring in next generation and specialty fertilizer. And according to them, in Mauritius, they don't have ammonia gas. But they are able to do that product in Mauritius.
So they were not going to use natural gas?
Not necessarily.
Well, when I asked you, you said yes,
no,
they were
not
using
necessarily. And you see, if you look at the project scope, the project had the medium, short, medium, long term. Okay? So if in the near future, MCFI was going to expand through the partnership here to do what the local people were doing originally, that could have resorted to where the minister is coming
so
from.
you know that one district, one factory, one of the points of it is that they were trying to get local industry to harness local raw materials.
Right.
So if you were bringing about a business that was a company that was going to manufacture things using imported materials,
Right.
How does that fit into one district, one factory?
Okay. Now, in our documentation, I read for you. A small percentage of organic fertilizer is also produced locally. So, as part of the things we're going to do was to look at organic fertilizer. And the raw material for organic fertilizer are the fields we see around. Kojo, the garbage alone in Bono region can feed what we wanted to do. And it was captured in our documentation that a smaller percentage of organic fertilizer is produced locally.
So that's what would have fallen under one district, one factory.
Then that one would have fed into the local content, the next generation, the specialty.
Okay. So just before we go, because I'm being told our time is running out, help us understand, if government was supposed to take only 25,000 of the 500,000 metric tons every year, that means that every year you were still going to sell 475,000 metric tons of your product, not to government.
Not to government.
So why didn't you just go ahead with your business? If government is only supposed to take 25,000, why didn't you just go ahead?
This is the question I love most. MCFI came to Ghana on a board resolution. So the board resolution that they give certain deliverables indicated they have to meet. So regardless of the fact that the group CEO, the international project manager were here, it doesn't defeat the content of their board resolution of their company. Secondly, GC Bank came on board to the project, and I have documentation to prove that. Now, GC Bank indicated explicitly that offtake agreements is a non-negotiable requirement for us to be part of the project. So regardless of the fact that MCFI is bringing technology transfer, they are coming on board, we GC Bank helping the working capital is saying that if you don't get the offtake agreement, then call the deal off. Two requirements. So MCFI board resolution and GC Bank local requirements made it a non-negotiable fact to run away from the offtake agreement.
So
because every financier wants a market.
It sounds to me, because 25,000, that's about 5% of your annual output. It sounds to me like you went into business and you made the condition of your business existing is one customer buying 5% of your product. If that one customer doesn't buy 5% of your product, you can't do business. The remaining 95%, you can't sell it.
Because the 500,000 metric tons is a projection for 4 years. I said it in my initial comment. So if you divide 500,000 by 4, it gives 125,000 metric tons per year. So in a year, the capacity of the project would have been 125,000 metric tons.
Oh, I asked you twice.
I said
that is 500,000 per year. You said
500,000
yes.
for a period of 4 years. I said that in my
All right.
submission.
So it's
Now,
actually 125,000
capacity per year.
And you are going to sell 25,000 to government.
That's around 20%.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, I mean, it's the same principle. You're saying that if one customer doesn't buy 20% of your product, you can't sell the remaining 80%.
Now, good. Now, Kojo, if that customer buys that 20% from you, in that customer, you have the cocoa board part and the MOFA part. So once MOFA agrees to go the 20%, it doesn't stop us from also bidding competitively from cocoa board. Then again, the neighboring countries. But you see, a certain seed
So why
capital.
didn't you go ahead and do that?
Kojo, that is unconscionable in business. Some products are specialty. You can't just wake up one day and produce fertilizer and later you have no market, and no, it won't happen. Even if you call GC Bank, who were already chasing the project, they will not even accept that.
So who was going to be the remaining 80% of your market?
One, so MOFA on one breath goes on the other side. Then one MOFA accept that Cocoa Board is a different entity apart from MOFA when it comes to fertilizer purchase. Because Cocoa Board does their own internal competitive bidding and stuff. So Cocoa Board was going to be another alternative. The other alternative was the open market.
So is that the end of the dream as an entrepreneur?
Never. This
What's
project
next?
one day will happen.
What's next?
Yes, as we speak today, I returned from UK just last 2 weeks. Talks have been advanced. I'm in talk with Yo China. They want to come on board fully. And for them, they might not need the offtake agreement.
But if you have a rocky relationship with the ministry and the minister as it stands,
this is not a rocky relationship. Putting the fat out. Look, a lot of people are not open to come out
so you're
and
still
speak.
hoping that you can collaborate and this contract will be signed.
Iron sharpening iron.
Well, on that philosophical note, I want to say a big thank you to our guest for joining us this morning. A very enlightening story from our guest today, Bernard Udru Techi, founder and CEO of Oman Bapa Ghana Limited, also the CEO and director of PEB Services Limited. He's a regional coordinator for the Commonwealth Alliance of Young Entrepreneurs West Africa, in charge of Ghana, Gambia, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Sierra Leone, and they promote youth entrepreneurship. He's also the 2016 Mandela Washington Fellow and USADF Grant Award winner. Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you, Kojo,
for being here with us. All right, there's more to come on the Super Morning Show. Stay with us. We're back after these.
Celebrate something big with Showmax this football season. Pay for 1 month of Showmax Pro or Showmax Pro Mobile and get a second month on us to watch mind-blowing football action from the world's best leagues. That's every breathtaking tackle, save, goal, and more from the EPL, La Liga, Serie A, and DStv Premiership. Live from SuperSport at 50% off. Sign